Who doesn't want to be able to play that pitch shot from around 35 yards like they do on telly, where it comes in nice and low, hits the ground and then spins back? We all want to play that shot, right? Now the problem for most of us, the mere mortals in this game, is that we just don't quite get the right fundamentals in place to be able to give us the impact conditions that we need for this shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through how the guys on telly do it and what we can do to help us play this shot. Now first things first, what I'm going to do is I've got my 58-degree lob wedge here. Now obviously I want to make it sure that my 58 degrees is not sending it up to the sky. So what we're going to make sure we do in our setup position is we're going to make sure that we've got ball back in our stance, we've got our sternum or our shirt buttons, spine angle, leaning over towards our front foot, and we've got our handle pressed this way as well. Now what that's obviously doing is that's helping me take my 58-degree lob wedge and reduce the loft. So once the more shaft lean I've got going this way, the less loft I've got, helping us create that lower flight to the ball. So once I've got my ball back, my centre of gravity forward, my handle press forward, I'm going to make sure that I keep this setup position all the way through. As I take my backswing, my weight staying on my front foot. As I hit the ball, my weight stayed on the front foot. We've got the handle pressed forward, and then as I come up through the ball, I've got this nice tall position, and that's what's going to help us create that low shot and get the ball to grip on the face. Now from this side, what we want to make sure we do, make sure we've got a little bit of room in setup. We know where the ball position is and the fact that we've got our centre of gravity forward. So once I've got my setup from the face on view, I've got a little bit of room in between my legs and the end of the club. I'm making sure that I've got my handle pressed forward still. And now from here, what we want to make sure we do is we take the club back on a nice straight line and up, keeping the club head outside the line of our hands. Now you watch all the best pictures of the ball on TV and you guessed it, they've all got club face or club head outside the line of our hands. This is a super important position to be able to play this low, fizzing in shot with lots of spin. So what I've done here is I've put a tour stick or alignment stick on my ball to target line, and that's going to help me push that club back along this line, and you can see how that club head is outside the line of my hands. Now hopefully what you'll also spot is that club face is actually pointing down towards the floor a little bit. It hasn't rolled open. If I roll that club face open as I come into impact, I've got an open club face, I've increased my dynamic lock, and all of a sudden this is now going to go popping up into the air with no spin whatsoever. And make sure as we push this club head back on this nice straight line, we keep that club face slightly closed. Again, all the best players in the world, they have this position. From there, we're making sure that club drops back down, use the gravity to pull it back down into impact. And as I get into impact, I'll have that handle forward. From there, I'm really now making sure that I get my chest pulling through the shot, and you can see how I'm now in a straight line facing towards my target. I'm not dipping into the ball. Again, what we don't want to do is dip into it. That's going to give us bad contact. Don't do that. Make sure as we come through the ball, we've kept the club out here and we're popping up, trying to create that spin from the body pull through to the target. Now there's one thing you also need to consider, right? The guys on telly are playing with brand new wedges all the time, which means their grooves are super sharp. So unless you've got a club face that is A, clean, but B, got sharp grooves, your spin rate is definitely going to get reduced. So maybe have a little look at getting some new wedges in the bag. The other thing to consider, golf ball. If you're playing a rock hard golf ball, you are not going to get the spin rate that the guys on telly are. They're playing with premium golf balls, they're playing Pro V1s, they're playing TP5Xs. All right, these balls are going to spin more than what a top flight would, right? So you need to consider that when you're playing these shots. All right, so make sure you're not too hard on yourself if you're not getting the results, because it might well be your equipment. The other thing to consider, those golf courses that these guys on TV are playing, they are heavily watered. All right, that means that it's going to take a softer first bounce and it will check up more. Now this green that I'm playing to here, we're in the UK in the middle of June, right? It is bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. No matter how much water they try and pump on, it's never going to be anywhere near the guys on telly. All right, so you've got to expect that you're definitely going to get bigger bounces than what the guys on TV would. All right, so don't be too hard on yourself. So we're getting our setup, we're making sure club's going to go back on this line, and we're using our body to pull that club through. It's come out super, super low. Nice bit of check on it. I've got the TrackMan set up here for us. So that's launched at 22 degrees, dynamic loft of 36 degrees. So I've managed to knock nearly 20 degrees off of this club by having those principles in place. It's launched at 22 and it's got 5,000 revs of spin on this ball. That ball is going to come out, bounce and check up. So as we play this shot, you can see I've got my ball position back towards my back foot here. I've got my weight really pressed over, so thinking about spine tilt going towards the target. I've got my handle pressed back here. I'm going to push this away nice and straight along this tour stick as I come back down, keeping the shaft lean, rotating up through the ball. Oh, that's come out low. It's got plenty of spin on it. TrackMan numbers, 4,800 revs of spin. We're launching at 22.7. Again, dynamic loft of 36. Again, helping us produce that low ball flight, lots of spin, lots of check. Oh, go in. Oh, love that spin. Get the technique right, get the feel for the shot, and you will be able to play this shot under the right circumstances. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch this video. I hope that's helped you out. Get practicing and please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.